So here we are, week 7, resting in stillness. This is not an easy week. We've already done quite a bit of work till this point, and this is kind of the culmination week of all the work that we've been doing so far. At this stage, you might start experiencing some differences in the way you're breathing, even on a day-to-day basis. Things that used to bother you might not be bothering you anymore. Things that you didn't notice, somehow you're able to see now. Things that when you were driving and you never noticed on the way, you might actually start observing things that were not even in your line of sight previously. So these are all very common things to take place when you start doing these exercises. And so in this particular week, this is kind of a culmination of bringing together what I was referring to right at the beginning of the course, which is bringing science and faith together. So last week we talked about intermittent breath fasting. We talked about this concept of having this natural pause after you inhale and you exhale, having this little bit of time, and that time can be anywhere from 1 count to 4 counts to even longer maybe, depending on how comfortable you were feeling. And this week, I want you to start actually sinking into that pause. And what does that mean? Of course, it could mean visceral. So it actually, if I'm laying in a chair and every time I take that inhale and the exhale, and every time I pause, I allow myself to sink into the chair. So that can be one way to look at it. Another way to look at it could also be whatever just happened. So whatever someone just said, whatever I just thought, every time I take that pause, I'm able to sink into that thought or sink into the sensation or feeling that I had on what the other person said to me or what I was feeling on the inside. So it's really about becoming very present to what I am feeling, not only externally, but also internally. This could also be used in the case of temperature. You could step outside and it is very cold, and you take that inhale, you take that exhale, and then you pause and you rest in the cold. You allow your body to feel cold without feeling the need to reject it, without feeling the need to complain about it. You just allow the body to feel cold, because guess what? It is cold. And so using that pause to allow yourself to experience whatever it is that you're experiencing, to be fully present in that moment to what you're feeling on the outside, to what you're feeling on the inside. And it could just be, like I said, if nothing is going on either inside or outside, then I allow myself to just rest into the chair I'm sitting, or to allow myself to lean even deeper into the wall I'm leaning against. So it can be used on so many different levels. But the most important thing here, again, is to allow it to happen naturally. Do not force yourself to go to the spot. If you find it very difficult to do this in everyday life, then take 2 or 3 minutes away from everything, sit in silence, and allow yourself to rest in that pause in the silence.